Hi, amazing learners. Let's talk about detoxing our minds. And we know that the mind is one of the greatest gifts that God blessed human beings with. And so taking care of it should never be left to chance, right? It's not just our bodies that need a detox. Even this one right here, it needs a detox. And it's all about clearing any kind of clutter, mental clutter, and leaving room only for positivity and clarity. Clutter has a way of just clouding our thoughts, and it makes us even not see ahead and progress. So there's need to detox your mind. I'm so sure you've come across the statements such as, I'm not in the right headspace, I feel clogged right now, my mind is clogged. And you see, that's the need, that's the reason why we should do a detox every now and then. This is because the health of our mind truly influences even how we act, how we do other things in life. So let's just look at some of the ways that we can declutter our mind and just detox, and even to help us from taking in clutter, because we do that sometimes even without knowing it. So let's get into it. The first thing is to limit negative input. Question: what are you exposing your mind to? We have to limit the things that we are consuming. Is it something that can build you up? Is it something that will challenge you to be better? And that's an indication for you to, minimize and limit the things that you're taking in. If they are influencing you in a negative way, sometimes even they affect how productive we are. So what are you consuming on the social media spaces, from the news? Is it negative? Limit negative input, So invest in surrounding yourself with a very positive environment. I don't know what kind of music you're listening to, think about the books that you're reading, the podcasts you are listening to, the kind of friends that you're hanging around, how are they pouring into you? For me, I think music is one of the biggest things that really influences how I move and how I even do things. So I've opted to consume gospel music more, because I know the influence it has on my mind and even my actions. So that's just for me. So what are you doing on your end to influence to limit negative input? The second thing is to challenge any negative thought. Take note of the thoughts that cross your mind. If there are thoughts filled with anxiety, with worry, try and see where is this coming from. Try and rationalize it, what's the origin of this? And by the way, let me just assure you, it's okay to speak out loud to yourself. I do that sometimes because worries and fear and anxiety, sometimes it can be so much, and those emotions of worry and fear, and even imposter syndrome. How we overthink the fact that maybe you're not adequate for something. Sometimes there should be a louder voice to silence those things. And for me, I even speak out loud to myself, because I need a louder voice, a voice that is louder than those negative thoughts, so that I can, at least stay calm and be assured that they don't have power over me, but I can, there's something I can do about it. So it's okay to speak out loud to yourself. If that means speaking out a scripture and a verse and reading it out loud for yourself, just to calm and silence those negative thoughts, you do you, because at the end of the day, it's your mental health and how you show up for yourself that counts. Sometimes even ask yourself if there's evidence to support those negative thoughts, or you're just jumping into conclusion. Reframing those thoughts helps you come out of a circle of pessimism and helps you see life even from a very different and positive perspective. So challenge those negative thoughts. Set boundaries. Guys, this is so important. Boundaries communicate to people. This is as far as you can come. It tells people the things that they can say around you. It tells people who you are. They speak a lot about you. And boundaries are not a way of being mean or pushing people away. It's protecting your peace and protecting your sanity. Yeah. So don't feel bad about having boundaries and communicating them to people. Sometimes people say mean things without even knowing they're saying them. So it's important for you to speak up and say, was that necessary? Did you have to say that? And let people know how they made you feel. Let people know the kind of jokes that work for you. Let people know how you perceive different comments, Speak out and let people know your boundaries, because at the end of the day, those comments or the boundaries that might be crossed by people, they influence you in one way or another. when boundaries are crossed, there's a way it has a negative influence on you. Sometimes you just think like, you start having negative thoughts towards a person because they did something, and you know you could have avoided that if you just spoke out and say to them, this is what I can take, this is what I can't take. So make sure you set boundaries if you don't have, and communicate them to people. The fourth thing is to practice forgiveness. Guys, anger is one of those emotions that will pull you back and behind. It is one of those emotions that keeps you from progressing, because the more you harbor resentment and unforgiveness because someone did something to you, it even influences how you see other people. It makes you have such a negative attitude towards even life, depending on whatever the issue was that angered you. And also it causes you even to have to build walls, build walls even with people that mean well. Harboring unforgiveness, guys, is one of the things that can really, really pull us down. And remember, we are all about detoxing our minds. We are all about how can I create a healthy environment for my mind so that I am progressing, so that I am growing, in my personal development journey. So make sure that you are forgiving people. Don't carry any burdens. Try as much as you can to just forgive them. Forgive them and heal slowly. It might not be easy to let go of the whole issue all at once, but forgive first and then heal as you go. Heal as you go, because sometimes anger just has a way of pulling us down. Anger has a way even of hindering blessings, guys. I'll share a verse here so that you can see what's God's perspective concerning anger and being resentful. Engage in creative activities. This one has a way of just calming you down and helping you even move away from a situation that was stressful, a situation that caused you anxiety and caused you a lot of tension. Find something that you can do that is creative, whether it's drawing, whether it's playing an instrument, whether it's writing, journaling, something creative. You can even pick up a recipe or a new hobby and just do it, because it moves your mind away from that negative emotion and helps you get clarity. So that's another idea. That's another way of us finding mental clarity and detoxing our minds. Engage in something creative. The next one is something that we've talked about before, but practicing self-compassion. Remember, we said how we beat ourselves so hard whenever we mess up. And the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So love starts with yourself first. You have to learn how to love yourself so that you can extend that to others. So how do you love yourself when you've messed up? How do you love yourself when you've flopped and you have an L? How do you love yourself? So love yourself, practice self-compassion. Don't judge yourself too harshly, because you can say words to yourself that can really be damaging and cause you low self-esteem, and sometimes it just gets you in a very depressive state. So learn to just practice self-compassion on yourself, because the thoughts, remember, at the end of the day, it's our mind that we are cleansing, or rather it's our minds that we are looking out for. We need to find a way that our minds are healthy, and one of those things is self-compassion, because when you're not compassionate with yourself, negative thoughts build up and you start seeing yourself as a failure, as someone who doesn't qualify for some projects or some awards. Take time to express gratitude. What are you grateful for? In fact, pause this video and just think through the things that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? It could be the simplest thing as appreciating being able to see the sun, or rains. Maybe we've been waiting for rains for such a long time and now the rains are here. What are you grateful for? Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking, and you're able to see the abundance of the blessings that are within. When you focus on the things that you don't have, it becomes very toxic for our minds, and we start thinking, how come the other person has this and I don't? How come this is happening to me? How come I'm not where I want to be? Practice gratitude. Express the things that you're thankful for. At the end of the day, it will release those negative thoughts and shift your mind even to being so positive and seeing the many blessings that you actually have. The other thing is to seek support. Don't hesitate to call a friend or a family member or even a therapist if you are able to. so that they help you process emotions. Some emotions can be so heavy for us and we do not even know how to decompress. Find someone that can help you and someone that can listen to you, someone that can walk through that journey with you. Yeah, don't feel shy about it. And it's so amazing how people have embraced therapy nowadays. And I think it's not a sign of weakness, it's just a way of being self-aware. It shows that you are aware that you need someone, you need help to figure things out and to see things clearly, because some emotions cloud our judgment. Some emotions even don't allow us to see past our eyesight. It clouds us in such a bad way that we can't even process things easily. So seek help whenever you find yourself in such a situation. The last thing is to practice mindfulness. There's a whole video I did on this channel about being present in the moment. So be sure to check that out. And what we are talking about here is letting go of worry, because sometimes we worry about the things of the past and we worry about what's happening in the future, what's going to happen in the future. But mindfulness brings you to the present moment. We are living in a time when hard work, and I mean hard work, is glorified. We are talking about people working on OT, people doing odd jobs, people not even having time for family, so many things. Yeah, so mindfulness will help you to just be present in that moment and appreciate things as they are, take things as they are, see things in that moment, and enjoy the moments that you have, enjoying the walks, enjoying that phone call, enjoying just being present and being very mindful of your surrounding, so that you don't go crazy. Because imagine what our minds go through on our daily. If we have to deal with all the pressures of work, family and finances, there's so much. But if we are mindful, there's a way you just let go of everything and just be present. It's a way of us detoxing. So consider that. Don't always be absent-minded because you're thinking about something else, thinking about a project that's supposed to happen 2 years from now. Surely, practice mindfulness. That's it for today. Keep in mind that detoxing your mind is not a destination, it's a continuous journey. It's you every day taking note of the fact that I feel stressed about something. I need to just decompress. I need to get away from this for a moment. I need to limit negative thoughts, all those things that we've talked about. It's a journey, and every day there's something that we might take in that affects us in a different way, in a negative way. So find a way to always detox your mind. I hope this helps you in that journey, and all the best. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to do, and hit that like button for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.